Could you please tell us your name?
Samten.
And His Holiness the Dalai Lama asked us to record your experiences so that we can share your memories with many generations of Tibetans, Chinese, and the rest of the world. Your memories are going to help us to document the true history, culture, and beliefs of the Tibetan people. Do you give permission for the Tibet Oral History Project to use this interview? If you want to take a break, just let us know anytime. And if there's anything you just rather not talk about, just tell us that, and that's fine, we'll move on. I need to ask you if this interview was shown in Tibet or China or anywhere else in the world, would it create a problem for you? No, okay. Thank you very much for sharing your story with us today. Just, we want to let you know that we're really interested. There's been many books written about Tibet, and Tibetan history has been quite well documented. What we're interested in is your experience, what you saw with your own eyes. This is what we're interested in. Okay, so Samten, can you start by telling us a little bit about your early childhood?
When I became a monk when I was 10, until I was 45 years of age, I was a monk. After that, I took up alms. I gave up my vows and took up alms.
Okay. Samten, we have a lot of time, so you can take your time. We're going to really want to hear a lot of detail about your story, right? So we can start in the earlier years when you first became a monk, and we have plenty of time for you to tell your story. So please, there's no hurry, yes? Yeah. So why did you become a monk at such an early age?
Because my parents thought it was a good idea, since I would get to review manuscripts.
Okay.
And scriptures.
And was it difficult for you to leave your family so young and go live somewhere else?
Not so much. I thought like I had to learn Buddhism.
Okay, so you're pretty philosophical about it. And so can you describe to us what it was like in the very early years of being a monk in the monastery? What it was like, what your daily routine was like?
자와 당고 인도 관하다 니마기 조당 딱바리시 조당 한대 도시요. 가리시 차례 가리가 남기는 딱바리시.
또 저거 저도 나 등바이게 불러 연소소래. 나한테 마토니 연소 자장로 소 이미 자장로 자장면은 감절 줘래. 어딘데 소또 님을 초고대 불하다 다가는 자장로는 지주거래. 신나는 지 교수다 지게 요마르와 저거 그러나네 되주거래. 소와디.
아니?
어딘데 저더니 다 자장나리야. 지배자로지 옷이 스타우면도 섬직섬던 전더니 쉬고 로야야 레인도 전더니 별대 담어도 제 이 사셔서 와
말레 빨라 추수에 빨라 레마 추수 둠바니 개와 랑체 아니
초초래
초초와 초초타는 같이
초초타리더니 소소도 와로 기가야 배서 틀고 있는 기간들 배치가 좋래
알레 리제라
리제라니 다 도발지 자상래 거름데 샤노 기간래 거름데 시스템스 그요 말해 리제라더니 직도 도발로 대대도 도발링고라치 어디 됐다면 시치야 그요 말해
추수 가서서 얘기를 딱 버렸어
주주 맞춰가 들랑 그래 맞춰가 너무 덤바지 랍셔 저와 이 저거 나도 쪼고 그래
근데 건다 니 가두고 그래
라
니 코야 가두고 그래
자동에
말에 자동사는 생 자동 하나 니야 가두 얘기지
생로 주주 따지네 덤바디가 야 나도 떨어지긴 랍셔 저와 어디게 랍니 주주 개와 고부터 돼요 라고나 쪼다 좀 돼요
So we used to wake up at around 5 and we had to recite whatever scriptures that we had learned, our lessons. And then around from 7 to 8 we had chok offerings. And then we had to study scriptures with our teacher. After that we did either work for the monastery or for our teacher. Then when we had a little bit time we did some linkhor. And then again around 8 or 9 we did our repetition of the lessons that we learned. And then sleep.
So the work for the monastery, was this like maintenance work? What kind of work was this?
곰베디 레가디 치고도 하지. 레가 간데도 오셔야 돼.
내가 계속 주부게요 말에 나다 와지 진이 장하로부터 더 빠졌다 진이 장하다 딘데기 저거로 또 먼저 대연 자상게 배제시부터 모두 구들레가 신단들 덩그리 자상랑 레가도 말 때때 저거인데요.
레가 간데도 오셔.
다지 도와야 지기 졸려야로 딘데다 매도하러 딘데다 어딘데 레고셔요 말에 레가 주부게요 말에
It's nothing very difficult work. For instance, the people who learned less scriptures had to do more work. So
more menial work kind of stuff.
So it was fetching water, firewood.
Okay, that kind of thing. And how did the monastery support itself financially?
곰베디 파게라 펜조 간데 관에라고 그래.
벤조디다 자상 수수부터 80 여러 하신가. 어딘데 내다 언니 자상 그때 봐봐. 장한다 도발로 카모 도발로 총고된 거로 봐. 어딘데 그 돈에 오늘 공부하는 양기에 또 먼저 돈이 싫어요. 먼저 달래서를 봐. 회사 밑에 최선 준비제. 또 먼저 돈인데 왜 소화게 신다게 요마를. 소화강다가 제주고.
The monastery owned land, so there was revenue from that as well. Plus
farming on the land.
And plus there was the offerings by the Levi, and since Lhasa there were many people who were pious and had a lot of faith. They used to perform, and they used to offer money.
And like, what were the things that that you didn't really enjoy that much about being a monk?
자와인도 하나 내가 같이 스나와 마도야 내가 간데스도.
그때 맨날 나와 먼저 때도 뒤에서는 온도 놓친지를 봐. Shirati Kibura Mjaki, Kibur is some Shindake, Nawaka Yomare, Kanga Yuchi, Kaga Yomare, Soa Kangas in the town Yomare, Corona, Kumboko, and tea to water.
There was not much problem. Everything was sufficient.
Okay. Was there anything that was a special treat
Aneta mixe the Tazane nyamba
that you really look forward to?
mixe Tazane nyamba do le ragirwe.
Tazan mixing never came, Tazan and Tinita, Chiloliati, Tonjavatan, Beauties in Georgia, Alcosumia, the Pesha recording the Mixayore, and Tongo the Aware. Whatever on two mission like a Yomare.
So when sometimes they went outside to make some business,
Okay.
and if they made good sales, then there was some extra money.
Okay.
Otherwise, there was not much.
Oh, what kind of business did you do? You said sometimes they went out for business, so I'm wondering what kind of business.
하게 그 자산에 내가 제가 도울 와라 치로 내가 간데도 오시기래.
내가 다 Tazan Shigatin your wall. Around the Tomo, the Tavata Pesista, Machine Yachora, Tiga Tazan, Toyachetuliat, and Shigas and Barton data, that in the
싱리치가
Shingle Jamare, Shingachasa Chorva, what the limit that Jasum Chiata, that in Davis and then probably. Pesachara Machine Chorval, Tigatazara, Toyachetuliata, Negachas meet there, Druina, Drudu to Contato there. What in the Tato Chakato, Mishike.
When they went outside, it was usually for the monks who were not good at scriptures, and no, they did not have to do farming themselves. All they had to do was oversee, check the quality of the seeds, whether the people were farmers were working well or not.
All right. So, were you good at scriptures?
Pala pejata yakuyo mama.
Pejat tayaro to all you that Mikura women.
That time I was average, but now my memory has gone, so not so much.
Okay. And how did life in the monastery start to change because of the Chinese presence in Tibet? What changes did you start to notice?
다산하나 따버릴 때도 하나 딱 개미 갈래도 하나 딱버리시 메스나 뉴가 한 대씩 줬어.
그때 때는 먼저 로 친절히 좋아 건데스래 건데스.
다산기다 조단하나 뉴가 줬어.
다산가 조다디 좋아라부터 마마쇼시오로. 되는 다산나리 아직 야르제라고 시라친스. 야르제지 강보이나 사바도 제티 그때 그때 쇼도요로.
yarge su tang yarge tangi du su
yarge da da so chu mala chinje inare to tongo inare shira yarchins de mashokune mi kan kati no chi bro shuji cha tinde chos tinde je yarge chimbe ka de te temu ko le ni ani te ka ge chong
just before the Chinese attacked, the condition had very drastically improved in the monastery. The people were very jovial and lively, but then they attacked.
They were doing really well. So we're talking about Sera Monastery at this time, or another monastery?
Sera.
I'm talking about just Sera, because I have this...
Sera che.
Okay, because I have some information about another monastery, Gyantse Pikor Monastery. Gyantse Pikor Monastery, huh? Is that
Gyantse Pekor Labrang de Perwe.
La.
Gyantse Pekor Lang Labrang Jula de Nure.
Gyantse Pengo e.
Lao.
Tian Lore, Lungo Lore.
Para de
Madeo Mare.
No, never stayed.
okay.
Tian Lungotare Mure.
That's wrong.
It's very far away. It's named
Okay, so this was a Sera. So before the Chinese attack, they were doing really well. Things were doing really well, and so how did that change then? And if you can give us, sort of detail, like slowly, how did things change in the monastery?
아니다 담보 yarge 저거로와. yarge 저도 하는 gem이 있다. gem이 마솔레도 하나 아니 갈래 진짜 간데레 줄바테였다. 두두루 줘야 된다.
gem이 곧야 당고레드는 와라. 먼저 되게 싫어하게 옛날에서 뭐다. 근데라 지나 삼지 공의 고르란 배주제다. Langa Soyari, Tindaja Tawaki, Jari, Tindaja Shibuya Jeta Hoko. What in Tindaja and then when the Simbetin, I take the Kandera Gina, some Simbetin Magar, which is in a Jones to
Ane?
we Koranga called maps. With the coming and the Langachu Tindaja Sevi, no more time Mongote.
Gamigi Togre.
Oh, Chemical Lev.
A Gamigi Nukish like this Suyachitu, Lama Suyachitu.
That when we sail, Povala.
Alan.
I'm provoking the Koroya Yarger of Chins on. I didn't Koran labor what I Peshatikura. What in days it's all what in rituals. I was too much on some sort of.
When first the Chinese came, we were very curious. They improved roads, but it seemed that they also had money. So from the beginning itself, I had a bad feeling about them. I didn't like them.
Okay. Okay. Ane?
Ane pala.
Then Chemical Leni, Tenita, Kotubalchik me, Nam Tower of the Tapeletam de Yorba, to the Lungu Mangute. Ane, to the time we Jones and any Kazandam the share. So the society they call it on. I am Mongole. What in the chapel?
There were some people who liked to get friendly with them, who would, if I may use the word, sucked up to them.
Suck up to them, yeah.
Suck up to them,
Okay.
and they got more rewards and money.
Okay.
Even whatever the land they owned, they sold it to the Chinese.
You know, when the Tango Pernalia, Kimoko Mole Conerval. Kimoko Mole Coner, when the Lumbena, Tangier, Cassis, Chilo, Suchil, Reware, Coropeo Corane, did worry. Perane tea, Suchili at the Choma, then Comania, you want the Pesha with the Lieutenant was such a change in the new Pesha Mongote, the desert come with them. And cook. The stop such a the orange and conlution jewel. And go on say merge. And it in an touching me. So, chemical air, require Tanguna Kaka Yamare. Salari, Chicasa, Rachel, Tonsor, Conquer and a G to water.
Pala ke jashi den chigi de ye chigi chu.
Oh. Tango Tango Tangaran mutual wall. What the Tango to the Ripsilia can take the Chinjune. Then I learn you should tell a Sasha.
Pala lo ni stenga indu kan sasha re.
La.
Pala lo ni stenga indu kan anzo sasha wa.
Nistema Sasha. Kunde da Kondachi kid. That's only Chemical and the teacher or no much Lagoa, Jimmy Chasha is Chasha is at the Koreans, no Coachasha only rare mother. Coachasha, you know, Tango Pelia Mamma, Muchumbre. So go with in the Chick, the Chick Marchi Chumbre, Nabaling Marchebre, Xinjiang Marchebre. Inji Marchebre. That is it, and a queer Nachasha in Scoratawajal and Yomar, what happened? Corachasha in Kutaku or Watilla. The day Omar. That and the Shugot is the Nachasha in so. The Gablia Cora in the marches and the mass, the Shukchum the Joma to use and a Kura room to Yomar and Nachasha in Yomar. What in this?
That is one good. So before the Chinese, we were self-reliant. We were very self-sufficient. We didn't need anybody or anything. But then the Chinese came and gave everybody money and acquired land and built houses and slowly started occupying things. And His Holiness was very young, so we didn't have much leadership. Before, we didn't have to rely on the Chinese for anything, whether it's cloth or anything. And so when I was 25, we lost our land.
The monastery lost the land.
He is
Or
talking
his family?
Tibet.
Oh, he's talking about in general.
In general,
Okay.
my land.
Okay.
So Chinese said that Tibet was always a part of China. If Tibet was always a part of China, that why did they never come to aid us in war? Tibetans have fought war with the Mongolians, with the Nepal, the Nepalese, even the British. Where were they?
Pala, we really are very much interested in what you personally saw, because these things you're telling us, they're important, but they've been well documented already. And so I think people do know about the true history of Tibet, but they don't know about your story and what you saw. So it would be really helpful if you can tell it from your own eyes, yeah, what you went through, because that is unique.
모랑이 세난다 베베기다 로규다 겸이기 마쇼기다 안절라 두부단계도 상마 대망부 퇴사래 대모망부 퇴사래 또 최상 안조기다 안조 소백이 내가 됐다 개천부 가진 차기면서 가진 안조 미코랑기 냠뇽기 깨자디 시야디 개천부래 또 최상 빨라 소소믹 통교다 소소 냠뇽기 깨자디 대셰잖아요 하고 둘.
So when you were in the monastery and the Chinese started occupying Lhasa, can you tell us how your life was affected by that as a monk?
빨라 다상나 유도 하나다 하살라겐 갈레치니 겸밀레와 아니 빨라기다 메세디 간테지우 탭서
메세디 가서라다 주와치무시라 침버와 마당고 ngop좀 ng고 로라 아니 자바이 아니 ngop좀 ng고 론들 마첼 마치 맨달레 되니 다자비 되니 초시건나려 맨다직다 인제 거tombre 근데 걔는 초시건나려 용리 초시건을 때문에 통하는데 따네요 뭐다 구조강는 때문에 또 먼저 냠유다 소화제니다 지레세제니로 같은데도 즉 근데 요 말와 수수 전부 세탄 다 그랬다 하면달에 때문에 되고 도섬 되고 되네요 말에 어떤데 전다 동도 사실 저орм지 다운 피스는 어느 정도 다운 주는 레비 그런가래때 로티는 메시지 냠뉴셔로 어디 근데 자갈레는 뭐좀 미스마릴 때 미스마리네 되는 것도 라다를 꼴로 같은데.
Of course there was much difference. So in 1959 I think I would like to, it's a very changing year. So that year I took up arms. I took off my robes and we were given the weapons we had was a kardung. The kardung English rifle.
We heard about that before.
The short,
the other guy.
I think it's
the
short barrel, I think. And I joined Chushikando, and but we had no supplies. It was not a proper army. For instance, if you had used your bullets, there were no spare ammunition. There was no spare food. We don't have no rations. So when His Holiness the Dalai Lama fled to Tawang, we all followed.
Okay.
So then we came to India. I came to India and I was in Misamari, which I think is in Assam.
Okay.
And then I was in Ladakh, where I worked as a coolie.
Okay. All right. That's a big chunk of time and change. So let's go back to the day that you decided to take up arms. Okay. So how did that happen? Did people come to the monasteries to recruit people to fight? How did that decision happen to take up arms? You were as a monk.
가서라다 뭐를 지야 주나 섬을 주는데 먼저 잡아제때 라과면데 라우다 롭종 요마르바 질 니리아 롭종로 지 라비는 먼저 겨울 겸니시게 요마르바 소소 라과에 여기서 안다 그래 아니 재미다 먼저 다또 수카가르다 싫어 해봐도 서로 콜라서 요래 남네 요래 산네 요르바 또 먼저 라서 여기 조선 조라래 이 라서 봐요 저 보여하는 미션도 와
말에 딱 게시다 겸이라 martial art zingi lane ta de chashisle doata
re
sonna di khandere slena
계산다 코지 코도를 토비는다 알레 진정야럽지 코다 갑대를 짜주나 섬을 만들래 놓았던 저 섬을 안테네 사던 남자에서도 용하면도 와 어딘데
if the Chinese had come and they would rule, then we would lose all our tradition and all our culture. So we thought that we would take up arms and resist that change. But then the Chinese had so much technology. They would come from aerial. They had the technology of aerial warfare on land. So we were very outgunned. So all we had option was to run away.
So going back to the monastery just for a minute, before you've given up your robes, was it you and a group of monks? Like how many monks together did you decide that you were going to stop being a monk and take up arms? How many of you were there from Sera?
Sera Nepal, Sera Che Nepal da Palagi da Chawa Chokbo and the Kazu Mango Sir, Niamdu, Zingilane, Jami Zingilane, Kazu Sir.
The Ngopjong 진짜 sunbe 나라더니 딴 맨다티가 뭐가 오늘 잡아라서 요마르바
잡아 가져있어요.
잡아서라 잡으니 동서 친구 짤면다 야 제간에 뒤셔라.
아 맨다 미니 동서요.
네 동서 친구다. 다들 라서 걔는 용으로 돼서 가다고도 주주래. 강으로 로제 들어야 요마르. 뭐든데 좀 로고 좀 되니 당원들 용으로.
There were 2,000 monks from Serache, which we from Sera, 2,000 monks from Sera, and we had to go collect our weapons and then fight.
Okay, so how did this decision happen? Did you have a meeting? Was there a meeting where you decided to do that? Do you remember, Paula, the day that this decision was made? And how was this decision made to go and fight?
Tadi tanda Jamila Ma Gavini, and they do Chondu those children.
좀 땡이야라 다 재밀레니 철시 소년 놈도 미자가 mongo가 철시 소요로 와서 건도 쪼잖아. 철시 소요도 철시디 시라 남로 중요해 말해. 당고도 잡아 전초야 말해. 고로도 보다 교좀 전도 소한테 주도 지야 되죠 말해.
I think the Chushikando did have meetings and they had things, but things didn't work out anyway.
No, so, I meant in the monastery.
So in the monastery, it was very impromptu.
It was impromptu. Yeah. They just decided.
They just decided to go, and there was not much. Lagu chipa chigyane. Ala tagina ni lagu chipa chigyane. Ganjogi chokbegi ta chashi di ta logyu do ta thed da tem mangu suesare ro. 제상한서 미망코나 미 레레 가지 문에 냠뉴 미 통교 간데레스 통이 저와디다 게쳔부레 삼기도 다 계시다 빨라기 미셀 데충와디 게쳔부 메 삼기 여기래 but 다 계시 간조다 쉔게 다 하고 말아 별라 간데레스 다한테 간데 다로 딜레 가데 요바디 단데 간데 요바디 간조다 계시 사모땅나 셰다 학부도 아야 다 제상다 빨라 군조 다 계시 갈레치는 창마 대시에시잖아 So
take it day by day.
Yeah.
Go back to 1959 March, 1950 down, and let's take it day by day a little bit. As much as he can remember. So let's start with the day that they got the guns. Like the monks, these 2,000 monks from Sera, how did they know where to get the guns? And can he describe that day when they got the guns and what happened?
다 잡아간 거 제포장에 말joji 오래. 제포장. 김미 통화에 말해. 말joji 가서 가는 말조 서고는 말joji 도도 전다 맨다래 주노. 직다디 걸레네 갑대를 짜고 섬다 먼저 디더를 섬리는 디어와 또 갑대 짜발랑 온들라니 맨다 진도 ngọc 도교지로 김미션을 하여 말해. 어디 켄달 하고 준준다.
멘다 요와디 간내 하고.
Mende Yovata, Tango Sera Lia Mendato, the Shungu Teore. Tevun Teore, Candel Teore. That he gave the Nunda Undola. Tava Mongurval. Oh, Mendatica Chini, that Tava Mao, Tava Tet, that can be Kimber, the government that Tevra. Then when the change to the Marata, then chosen the moment they saw.
Chesa, Menda Yosa the Koi and the Kandeha.
Just a Menda Yosa Tango Pignal Mommy Teor was Sungo. What the girl that individually yours.
Yes. When we had decided to fight back, we had there was not many Chinese inside near the Potala, so all we had was like 500-600 bullets. And to elaborate and to go back, Sera, Drepung and Gande were provided a few guns by the Tibetan government.
They actually came and handed them to them?
They got guns and they were given to the elder monks.
Okay.
So the younger monks were restless because they had no guns. So they went to the Potala because they knew that the Sungkyap army, His Holiness personal protective army, would have weapons. So that is why they went there.
They went to ask them
to
give them weapons.
The Sungkyap Gimami Lata Menda Cheruchi Lareki Kunzu Menda Lede.
The Kunzu Menda Dina, the Chiran Menda Koi, and the Individual Jew, Tina Kankutin on Menda Yoris, the Wood Individual Shai Oris.
The people from the Sungkyap army told them, if you want guns, the guns are kept in that house, the ammunition is kept there.
Okay, was this a place under the Potala?
They put on wall
put on Toga Yaretella. Just on that, you did an Dina Lata, Jimmy, see Chukimangu or the wood ma wall sha. Masha, Mendadia Togasha, Tindech and Commissioner Taylor to Mendelinier. The Ura de Mendamarabje, Mendara de Umarabje, Petty got the Soba Mountain, Jimmy Pesha San Jorval, Portol and Shavre.
So that was a very problematic thing because the guns were kept on one of the upper floors and the ammunition of the Potala and the ammunition was kept on the very lower floors.
Oh.
So I think it was all because of the spies, because they didn't want to find the spies to get everything. So it was very difficult. When you had the guns, you had no bullets. When you had the bullets, there was no gun.
That you don't want to tell you. That's in a much worse. You're a Panade. What do you let me then Mandachamne?
Hane, Gami Kwalido?
You do Chokori in the less on the Chokori. Chokori, the Pasa, has a Chokori in your head. They put on the cupboard. What you wouldn't tell you, and they put Chokori in all of that. They make up the Ninjas from the Chukun and Tomoto, on them and then you buy Omarva until a Tabja Mungoyore. Tabja Kosonga, Shungumami. Oh, contact the knee, my pops, Jimmy. You don't want to be a Tomoto. Tiny Bore. That one does some band on the career, that Joram chose to tell you, I can million meters something there, but some business, some days, Tama, draw us some note, Kone. For a song, Korean and Mr. Jimmy Toyamare, Mendokoi, no consumer to Potala, wanted to Tavarish Mongoleva, and Potanan to Marjo Mongojos. You know, Potala Jones, Thomason. They want to show what to the Javane Chimbre. Gonda to the to go to Mumisha Mendara Jamare.
To go to Gonda Shogi.
Show what to the Javane Chimberva?
No.
Gonda to the to go to Mumisha Mendara Yamare. I to what I'm going to say to Chuatan, Potamo, Denal. And then I said, I serenade, courage, but I'm already look good at all. Moret home Chumati. I serenade in the Serapana Pilia, Dr. Maga Chumbujore, Jimmy Maga. They don't have Loni Stanger, well, 1,000 Chanjari. Tavanieton, some do your team to Shungumemi. That became my white Torga Torres. Then Kelly Temperton, and that made me love her well. That you could go because you told me and then it sounded to the Tangos for the table. They did not in it. Piggy to the Piggy Metamri, who condensed of Magal. Sabatan and then to Jumindos Magate. Magata got to call kondotu pitichu mo kondotu digane sabak ta amikan katina shesaris de tabje me mongchin taga chin doa abene zo menda kewo gore de tabo uzi jante mandus ta june rujumendus tago chokan mareda thomas de kondotu ne indes gota rujumendus in Norbulingka mote termote de te Dharamsala Purang de merjo shibo te sun jamando to lo yon merjo kayu ti te unde se ben ta Dharamsala kandera chem Dharamsala show matter some unde na go yomar ba kagas ni inde da chi yomar ba pe shugo ya tene delia ta meeting de lege son Dharamsala chibu nan service logal anche rose de tema de mindus kuaina person what it is ta me non hai no what it is long de len ke pe hombre
good. So I was at the top of the Potala, the upper levels of the Potala, and this Lhasa Chokori, which is very adjacent, very near to Potala, and you could see from the windows that the Chinese were coming up, and the people from the army were able to take down 2 Chinese, and I was very worried. We were all very worried about the health of His Holiness of the Dalai Lama, and there was much shelling on the Potala, but it didn't harm it much.
Okay.
And we were there in Potala since 8 o'clock in the morning.
This is March 10. Is this March 10?
Yes.
Talking okay.
Till 6 to 7 p.m. we had no guns. Actually, it was the only time we got weapons, and there was no food, and we had blisters on our feet. And
wait, they didn't have guns the whole day, or
no? Chuzu shogene Potala chuzu tupa duma bado menta rama so.
ta benda ra or de or go mare
So
ta jemi samna chen benda shos ma sha tarungo de o shos tarungo sha and de ba ro ba la ne be missing ka ta de merjo chem tosara go mare.
So it was very confusing. If we had guns, we had no bullets.
Okay, so
and there was so much shelling, and so we were all confused. So till 6 to 7 p.m. nothing was.
You couldn't even use it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then after that we decided to go back to Sera. And near Sera we heard of a Chinese barracks which has set up camp there. So along with the 2,000 to 3,000 monks with guns and the army, some of the Tibetan army, there was a plan that we should take it down,
The barracks.
The barracks. Yeah. So at around 1 till 1 a.m. in the night, we waited to take it down, and then we decided to send some scouts. So the scouts went ahead and they came back and reported that there's a 10 to 15-inch moat around the camp.
Okay.
With bridges, and the Chinese were attacking, firing from all sides. So then we were advised not to go, not to attack the barracks.
Sorry, 10 to 15 inch or foot?
Foot. So then we heard about the shelling of the Norbulingka. We were all very worried about the safety of His Holiness. But then informants came and informed us that His Holiness Dalai Lama had already escaped, and we should as well.
Okay. Did you know how to use a gun?
되게 신기해요. 근데 그러면 지금 인지 잘 인지 걸도 무슨 지.
가르동 간델라 그래. 화nel라.
그 야성도 매미인데 남들 배송 매미 열와. 근데 이 손님도 용들라들 시장당 하고 그 말에.
I was taught roughly by 2-3 army men while coming.
Okay, what did they teach you? What kind of training did you get?
labdo khana khandere slap sunta
labdo manda de Sera lab koyada de ke omar ko pardo to hasre no sera ji tuje senda no shi omar inji khato musare o de sera lab lobjons ke omar je koya.
It was not very complex. You didn't have to learn very much. The Khardung rifle was very simple to operate. The British Khardung rifle.
Did you have any firing practice?
And Serne due gag
Target practice?
Chichuswe.
La.
Serne due Menta Gachuswe. Kunzogi. Mami Duzogi, this lapswe.
Love so could love it. Didn't chow, didn't chow.
Mare lab ne teswe. Hande Chidang Hande Chigoena.
That is one Salmania Tanda. Father to the mem con the lobson or an injury. What intended lost me? Then she lost to me.
There was no practice. They just showed because they were trained by the British. So they showed like how to kneel down and like, but we didn't actually fire.
So they didn't discharge their weapon at all. Okay.
And menda shoe kore marwa.
La.
Menda shoe marwa.
Shua kortua kore marne. Demi to wala moto sam da tanga ne tuna sam. Kadol tinga yorwal. To ngala wamenda yore to ni janga to the that's a cover to you to get to know somebody. That is Chevala, Jimmy Toya Mare, Kangasabu Naliorva, that was a Tangal Teorva. Around you just say, Yomar, that quit I'm going to teach and pay someone to someone and a captain or what in the
That time I couldn't do anything. I had around 250 bullets. And I was very excited and I wanted to fight. We were planning to fight them and meet them on a plane, and we all had guns and bullets so we could fight with them. But then the Chinese were very clever. They had come before and they had dug trenches and they were firing from there. So there was no plane fight.
And had you already taken the ceremony to give back your vows of a monk at this point?
Yeah, already he said.
But can you describe that ceremony? Was it a group ceremony or was it more of an individual thing?
Ta di menda gyaro menda do gyaro ngela ta thawa lorwa ta thawa lora gi ta mi mangbu nyem du lore khandere chire
mi mangbu ta nyem do mi thawa yuza kanga ta tagara menda lagwa che tharwa te menda de ko chonjarwa ti lagwa le thani de ne ngodo che de ya phyu re ta ngatarne ani Tagwele Chigis. That any choked a Yonsamaris, Apuya.
Pala Chudin dam the law and bear in Bush doing a lawyer.
Rumbachilla, should know what Tavaso, you get on both Papush and the water.
And Pala Kuala nine Prussian.
Tanga de children in Delhi, Apuka children in the Orkumba, in Delhi, Push and the water.
I did it in front of a Chodin. I wish we were not that lucky to have a Rinpoche.
So Churton is like a
small
teacher?
stupa.
Oh, stupa. Churton. Sorry, so he did it with the stupa. Okay. And so tell us what happened after he heard after the Norbulingka was being shelled and what happened then?
Ta the Dharamsala Norbulingka ne pethare khodukhana ne ane khare china.
제가 Norbulingka de tang chosu 니바 전에더니 근데 지금 나서 소지하고 고요 말해. 소지하고 고요 말해. 다데 노블링가 그 타고 점이 마와래. 탈사 걸어요 말해. 다 그런 산제 그 밑에서 하지는 송을 거든 그때 스타를 미시. 타고 걸어요 말해. 하나는 싸움 거래. 타고 점이 마와래. 다 되도 먼저 근데 지금 나보다 근데 전화하고 고요 말에 근데 지금 나는 님이 지금 난 사람에서 수직하고 고요 말에 딱그 가르쳐도 선을 주고 먼저 노블링네 잡아 배우니 여러와 뭐 군대 수있더라 되는 장말 말줘도 고 풀어 뒤도 먼저 통보하래 때려 장마 말이니 뒤와 딱미 하는 동다 시주래 군대다가 시된 자와를 섬 그래서 미마 간거다 노블링가 타고도 내대 없다 군대도
미치동 시버라
제도 라테만 싫어요 딜라사라네 미마 오고제 근데 저는 미마 내대 없다 인제네 오늘가네 진짜 군대 시된 자와를 섬대어와 소직하고 고요 말과 다디는 미 고다 가셔다 매면 가셔 무슨 하고 고요 말에 초파르가래 고아단처럼 그 라마강스인들이야 주식건도 대허래 미마여래 어딘데 저던데 쉬도 와 당원도 님은 이 토르면서 저기 하고요 말에 다 주고 잡을로 그제 맨날 타니 있는데 여봐. 근데 러버도 되네. 고리리 여자 저거 뭐 이제 따달래라마 세타리스. 근데 딱 보나는 요샤제 보라를 mer죠. 잡아봐 때문에 되네. 잡아 여자 정말 원이 알란. 따달래는 세타리스. 저는 어딘데 좋았어. 저기도 우사 정말 원은 미스 매저 좀 세샵저로 왔다제 거기 잡아. 이거 알란데 달래는 로스미 알란. 그러면 막 팬님이 진짜로 봐. 어딘데 저송스도 그 말에 도마서 근데 노력는 배우니 어려웠다. 정말 원은 매되게. 근데 근데 저송스.
So till night 2 a.m. nobody knew, and actually it was impossible to escape, as it was surrounded by one side by Tsangpo, the river, the Tsangpo water, and by Chinese. So since he is Buddha, only maybe that is why he was able to escape. And even after 2 days, we had no idea that there was nobody except maybe a few aristocrats. We were hiding at Changma. There were more than 1,000 people who were protesting and sleeping around the Norbulingka, thinking that His Holiness was still inside. So when they shelled, they all have more than 1,000 people had died, and the monks who escaped from Norbulingka told us that the Chinese were finding and looking at bodies of different monks, and they were proclaiming that they were killed the Dalai Lama.
Were you still wearing your monk's robes at this point?
So today today going mar chokon then today bashan chokon chokor wata.
No. Oh, I already given up. So we are wearing chuba.
They're wearing chuba. Okay, what did you see next?
Di jela kharesh thong na.
But the jelly out to
Pala changma le ba. Changma le.
장무서 장도 전부들 동안 어떻게 맞아줘 맞다 되셔로 때문에 통화 말을 주네 당 먼저 전에 기고는 때대로 봐 어장만 버려 좀 장모 관계 마사도 장모 쉬고요 되든 장모 야고들 동안 잡아 친구들 어떤데 거를 맞아 좀 쓰는 어디와네 이 다자 건져 있어야 알란 메시지하고 달래려면 세살이서 걸고 여름 이제 팬님이 사들면 때문에 그런 저 하고요 뭐 어떻게 먼저 된대지 말은 염려 좋아라도 어떤데 좀
아니
그때는 좋아라도 당고대 가르쳐서는 되게 먼저 사마쇼스들이야 파골라 견조신 저래 잠도 파골라 견조
파골라
잠도 파골라스 견조스 제 고다래다 근데 저게 그런 가샤 저도 주고 그런 고다 있는 선도 선도치 다디가를 생자시라요를 근데 실림벌을 지키는 거예요 선도 요거티 조금만 매미티 조금만 스코트인데 라서 내 고장 배고 그였어 다들 미마하고 되었다. 저산다 미마마 보라 노블링 거 고다냐 마베르 나스. 도도 던다르. 다들 이거를 야다 던다 견조디 고다르 잠도 파고라서 대 견조를. 다 그런 데마 저거 손도치 가샤. 고다 최변 손도 쪽으로 봐. 다 손도 전에 야 로네 뜨는 거 세가시 칼라 카레스티 아니 umbanal lenduchini ta noulga ka bare samdeoro kudarwal tene
khala resti
khala kharati sega shuyondwa tene namsati kine mimanye de sekine puran moje ko doshi uresa ta de ne thong amata moje ko doshi de to mebrwa ta meze de ani mima thama ro jonde ta se shabe
같은 세샤래야. 소와레 삼르.
다 그때는 소와르 봐.
알레.
중국 구다를 봤다고 파골라 견주스 찬조 유명한 중국 손도 조처로 쇼고 손도치 때문에 또 고사대 어려 고다 되는 그런 칼라카레스티 야운 노블링한 주의도 같은 다음에도 와 콜모제 도시 메르다 다가람 다세 샤브. 와싱자 올라야 돈다디 당고.
One of the most, this is something which I have heard, but which is the one which caused the most problem before we lost our land. So when His Holiness was invited for the secret meeting, but his attendants were not allowed. Everybody was very suspicious, and they asked him pleaded him not to go because it might be a plot to assassinate him. So when Ajamto Phagola, who was a Kuta, he had to go in to the meeting, Kasha meeting, in the morning with the Chinese. So after the meeting, he was coming back on a cycle, and he was wearing a cloth on his face, and so we went to Norbulingka, but he was not allowed entry there. So when he was going back, Amomula threw a rock on him, and he fell down, and then he was mobbed and killed because he was collaborating. Kadi khona de chamdo phagwa se chane ani gemigi menda shuru
mare
ani singjan la di
singjan se tharwa se thane ta tine ani tanda yang kuda chi yor tanda sanro photang sinchi ye pala de memi goje chumbure o ko de mai do ko lo do shuru wa ta tinde jana ani wa singjan la de wa tine lam ta सब चुंगी गनाने चा अने सिंजा लांबर
दवा खाली
ला
सब चुंगी दवा खांदी
दवा सुबह लाइन से तिंडे जल रही था नशरा जंगमें दो.
So after that another Kuta called Samtu was also, who was the son of a very big man, Tibetan military general.
तो मिमा कंगा नोबुलिंका न्यायते और कन कुंदी सिलिम पेलो कुंदी को ता गाची रोवा चे जस कमे नाम पर अन महावीर नाम मिमा वेलंगा खोरा न्यायते दवा मंगो.
So the Tibetans
दे चुंबर ऐसा नेजुती तो मारे रंग कोसो ना तो मिमा न्यायता ते ना थो मासो वो तिंडे जन सिंजा लाया तो तवार वो तिंडे जस.
The main problem was started from here when His Holiness, the Tibetans didn't want His Holiness to go for that meeting. So before they heard, they had been sleeping near for 1 or 2 months and
protecting
him, and they killed this aristocrats, and then there was a lot of problems. And this is something which I heard, I didn't see actually.
그때 말은 냠뉴이 이게 말도 종어 되겠다. 통보 되게. 근데 그냥 시든 그다 하던데도 무슨 싫어신 말을
This is pretty much what I have seen and heard.
What did you think about the stoning of Potala?
Chamda Phagola de dodo shune khandere pala khari samlola yakpole sambudu dukja.
이제 하고 말해 봐. 저거 근데 이거야 종자 소사 배거래. 공다 거의 다자 배는 거래. 세가신 우발 만다케. 안다테미 가게 딱자 지고 봐. 남준을 가봐야 말해. 제가
소화 말봐. 개미 소화를.
대소벌 다 집어를 보면 쇼가 손도 연구를 온다 둘로 접점 연구를. 안데 미만한에 수시는 도시는 다 세셔를. 미만에 도시는 저도 요도 선들이 그래서 바고날 대제 친소와.
I don't know, because he was of course as good as a Chinese spy. Because he used to attend the meetings, then change his clothes and come back in disguise. And so I think they beat him and they dragged him all around Barkhor, his body.
Okay, Pala, so what did you do next? What did you and the group you were with do next?
So Pala robot Norbulingka nimsama tsasarwa. Dijala kharirech naimba.
근데 먼저 되면 되겠는데 달라서 치료 대원사를 때 군대 지구나 자세로 와 대대문데 민도스다데 상계의 폐사를 때 먼저 되는 야면은 콜로 갑자기 자는 시야를 미치게 민도스 아 저거는 저때 봐 자갈 지구나 토나 선배들 먼저 선배들 때 진대선도 때 먼저 되는 면대 로고를 주시건 나요 그래서 때 군대 로고도 원래 시대 자는 지 숨겨서 핑거를 봐 어떤 데지 섬다니다 요야도 어디다 안티 니라 보고도 지금 난타르면 또 제가 지금 난타르.
So after that, there was no point staying in near Lhasa because our Buddha had already left. So we left Lhasa. We were leaving Lhasa with our guns, and then we joined Chushikando because we knew that His Holiness had left for India, and so maybe we thought that we could protect during his journey.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us a bit more about your meeting with Chushikando and how you joined them?
Pala Chushikando la kanderech na la tsuina dikol deshish.
Chushikando ama tusale umare. Tashugo suggestion chen Chushikando 주인이 레베다 온도 좀 공부 좀 해요. 나와지다 너무 주로 공부 좀 해요. 나 제목은 또 도와면도 돈은 언제 준비해 말아.
We didn't meet the main Chushikando army. We were on those tracks with the Chushikando, and we traveled for 1 month and 16 days. And we didn't meet any Chinese, and even if we did, we would have been overpowered.
Okay. So did you ever discharge your weapon in this whole time?
No, we never got opportunity. So when I didn't get to fire my weapons, so all we had to do was to surrender our weapons to Tawang military. I was quite sad about it, but then I was also very happy that His Holiness has already come to India safely. So all we wanted was to serve the Tibetan government. His Holiness was in Mussoorie by then.
Okay. Did you ever get married, Pala?
Pala, chance again. No.
Why not? Can you
talk After army, I didn't have any startup capital for business, so I worked for the government. I worked for 18 years for the government, and then after that I had the opportunity to stay at the old age home.
Okay. Did you ever think about becoming a monk again?
It is not possible.
That's finished. Okay. Okay. And I just want to go back a little bit to before you left Tibet, when you were assisting Chushikando. Like, can you just say a little bit about what that life was like in that time when you were traveling with them? Can you just say what that was? You know, what kind of things you saw, and what kind of experiences you had? Because we have no idea. We can't imagine it at all.
간다레치나 하고 오면 도와. 근데 빨라 그저 다 님도 로빠든 상마 주시간 님도 저러와. 냠님 간다레치라 이마.
냠요 전에 가서 그랬다. 냠요 살로스게 정말 오마래. 먼저 간다. 냠요로 저 로야 레 인도잖아. 지 슝기 도산 감자 지 셔주 슈주 나섬 냠요로 어떤데 저 거로사 인도잖아. 때들 레벨나 레 인도들이 마셔로 봐. 영원도 지야 좀 마성서.
주식관님도 가리 냠용 매네.
주식관님도 다 냠용 사가 살로 거로 정요 말에. 근데 지금 난살 왔다 뭐도 선배나라. 단지소 다 마자야 뭐저는 양바 지게 롱발레는 먼저 내가 지게 주나 삼브랍지든 아니 오면 침브라 안다 그래.
Actually, there was not much time to gain experiences. Like when we joined and we heard that His Holiness already left, so we were already thinking about how would we settle and get jobs in a foreign land.
Okay, so they were kind of thinking ahead already. And Pala, can you just like compare life at the monastery to life in the army? Are there some things that are similar from being a monk and being a soldier?
Palata mise ta thasang la derwa, mami la derwa.
매매대 간거
Ta
제사
khanga chisa ta ande ta dabu thongu duwe kheba shustu.
다 잡아서로 가서 매매대 잡아서 간거 냠뉴로 없이 갈라간 좀 제사이 다 냠뉴 치라 제발은 소소 수고 말로 고대다 공다지로 든지 던제래 다 단다 더럼지 거리다 서주 돈주 뭐네 서제티 고대다 온 미치 좀 걸어다 기부여라 선배께요 뭐다 모두 선배는 걸어 다 재미 거는 타고 든데서 전부 링크 다시 구조 저거요 그런데 다 고타고 든데도 선제티 거리다 온도 ram제지 정말만은 ram저ram제 라야지 기타 다과리 야란 몰론데 개고요. 대원음지 고도 쉐베테 부셔스. 선제 고든 두부셔스. 디모노 개고요. 선제 대고도 먼저 가이나 지금 타세야 지금 다 속고도 바치나도 속고를 거기도 하면 되는 거요래. 다들 먼저 또 사야래. 계속 건도 사야래. 간다 필요와. 그 대원음지 거리자 또 엄치게 그네. 로서 거리기다 먼저 단다 기부주 같은 짓을 먼저 따고는 자야라 된다 때문에 타고 된다 저기 사고 어떤 거랑 성교나래 자가 성교나 셰스 저로 밑이라 때미다 도저야 그 탑시 지금도 없어 아니 니 단다 해마잘게 중국에는 그 그 탑시 다 되지고 딱 전부 내놓고 저기 아마 딱 며칠 고시고 와 선제티 때문에 소고 성어 다가는 먼저는 선대 개민도 사실 좀 소모 유럽과 어디 다지 로테 브로스도 무슨 선제가 인데 연구도
Of course, I have experienced very different types of life, and whether it was living in the monastery or in the army, and even but this you can't really compare. And but now living now, it's very comfortable. I get free food and I get free everything, and it's all due to the benefit of our living Buddha, His Holiness the Dalai Lama. And even though the world is trying, well, China is so strong and stringent with its lies that it's very difficult to counter it. And only recently I heard on the radio that the Chinese are trying to make a plot to poison His Holiness the Dalai Lama.
Yeah, and we also.
And it's funny. So that's why they were insisting that Himachal Pradesh should provide extra security. It is so funny that the Chinese are scared of one man, and they are trying to remove our Buddha from us. So we should work harder.
And Bala, what do you think about the self-immolations happening in Tibet these days? What are your thoughts on that?
숨주 속게스 사서 니콜라 카리스 삼수 토난레이도다
다디 가연스는 다 가지고 거래 당고도 때문에 그 있던데 지금 도고당도 좀다 때마다 민도스 당고도 탑시 가리나 지금 제놈이 자원이는 용보다 더블링 하고 보고 거다 단도부터 더블링 그 자원이는 하고 거 말을 임베면도 섬도 도고사 대어와 당고에 내서 담 뜬거 얼마대 말해서 보다 미쳐서 쇼트 그때 저게 오마다 이노 왜 집에 자동 돌이야 다 팽거였다 오늘 서서 이노잖아 너무 자고는 직접으로 선자들 제발은 다 로제에서 지하에 말와 또 더블링 하고 다도 코피게 날이야 더블링 그 밑단데 말와 저는 다 디도베 시라게 식지를 섬도 다음에 소소 레서 롱제 제베데 때 지게 요마다 이노 민디게 심쇼다 되게 변할 때는 심쇼 할 레벨이다 말을 마저 예스 뭐든데
Tibetans in Tibet believe that no, there's no point in continuing the same life. So, because perhaps the world is in dilemma that whether the things are actually happening in Tibet or not. So to get global attention, I think it is working, and perhaps it's not good that they are taking their own lives, but it helps. And see, when the media, the people are not allowed, it really brings out the importance of our cause. And since I'm old, I cannot help so much, but all I can do.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell us? Is there anything else we haven't covered?
Well, 아니 계좌가 망보 차서와 단도에 가리 신경 주기에나
근데스
가리시나 디기랬다. 빨아 셰 되베도 되네.
시야 때부터 비슷해 산제대 공에 딘데시 준 거요. 근데 흉사바 공에 딘데시 준 거요. 돈도 고타타 두고 와. 또도 탑시 르서 롱제 따면 탑시 금이도 와. 그때 제는 전부를 하고 그러고 단도 그 껍데고 다른 셰베 계속 공다된 게 요말에 때문에 그자 저기 잔잠에서 그때 타서베 그 셰베 뭐고 준비해 그 셰베 요마다 간다 매매 잔잠에서 소소적 마셔도 야야제를 다 비슷이 그 지다 그 걸어 답신 개가 그래도 그 좋아 돌아는데 좋아 두고 왔다 오늘 산제도 거든 그 좋아 놓고 그러고
all I want to say is that even though there is new leadership, but again the work gets more and more difficult. And even though I agree that and China is very strong, but I think this change is imminent, and it has
change in China.
Change in China.
Okay.
And it is all built up of lies, and change in China is imminent because of the grace of Buddha.
Okay, we hope so too. Thank you very much for sharing your story. And I have to ask you one more time, is it okay to use your interview? Do we have permission to use your interview? And if it was shown anywhere in the world, it's fine with you? Okay. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we